Alright guys, so earlier in the day, I made a video reacting to the power rankings for this upcoming NFL week, or going into week 4 of the NFL season, so why not add on to it and do our weekly predictions. This week, week 4 of the NFL season, we're going to do our full predictions, every game for week 4. Comment your opinions as always, guys. I will also pick the spread as I always do, and we'll look back on last week, see where our overall record for the season is. But with that being said, guys, let's get on with our week 4 predictions. We open with a really good Thursday night matchup between the Dolphins and Bengals in Cincinnati. The undefeated Dolphins against a Bengals team that should be better than 1-2, that did bounce back nicely. These are two contenders in the AFC and a loaded AFC in my mind. This game's in Cincinnati on a short week. I say advantage Bengals here because they're at home and the Dolphins are just coming off some not very pleasant conditions in Miami, super humid. So, and the odds makers agree because the Bengals are favored here, which kind of surprises me. But you know what? I'm going to go with the Bengals to win this matchup. I like this spot at home. They played better last week. I think they're too good to not keep getting better. So I will go with them. But to keep this close and exciting, I think this will be a really good close game. I will go with the Dolphins to cover, but with overall record, when we score it and look back on previous weeks, the record will be based on, did I just get the game right? So the spread's just a fun add-on in case you didn't know. But yeah, nevertheless, we'll go with the Bengals and the Dolphins to cover the spread. Vikings and Saints. We have a Saints team that's really struggling offensively because Jameis Winston can't stop throwing to the other team. And Kirk Cousins is struggling in his own right. The Vikings probably didn't deserve to win that game on Sunday against the Lions. They are favored on the road in the Superdome, but I think because the Superdome is one of the biggest home field advantages in football, and the Saints are better than this, and Kirk Cousins in the Superdome, he just doesn't do well under pressure. This is a pressure spot. I think it's a good bounce back spot for the Saints. I will go with them to win. Huge home field advantage for them, so I will go with them to win, and they're not favored, so that means they'll cover the spread. Titans and Colts, the two teams that should be the best teams in the AFC South, but they're not because my Jacksonville Jaguars exist now. They are in the room, present, knocking on the door. Actually, they've already busted through that door. So, Colts and Titans, Colts minus 3.5 at home, coming off a surprising and somewhat undeserving win against the Chiefs, but they'll take it. I'm not going to take it away from them. They did beat the Chiefs. Good defense for the most part. Titans beat the Raiders because the Raiders are underachieving and couldn't get a 2-point conversion. I will go with the Colts to win this game because they're at home, and I think their defense is a little better right now, so I will go with them in this spot, but it's a really close call, and I'll take the Colts to cover the spread, and I'll take the and I'll take the Colts to cover the spread as well. Why not? It's a close call, but I think they win by maybe 6-7 points. Why not? It should be pretty close, though. Then we have the Bears and Giants. Look, don't watch this game. I mean, unless you're a Giants or Bears fan. But even then, there's other games. You could watch Bills and Ravens. You could watch, something else. But regardless, if you would like to use 3 hours of your life that you won't get back, Giants Bears in New York, East Rutherford, New Jersey, I should say. The Giants are 2-1. The Bears are 2-1. These are the two worst 2-1 teams I've seen in the history of civilization. But I'll go with the Giants to win this game. I just think at home their defense is good enough to at least beat the Bears at home, I would say. So I'll go with the Giants to win and cover the spread. But, again, I'm not going to watch it. So someone tell me how the game goes. I mean, if you're there or watching or something, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, Giants and Bears fans, but that's the reality. I hate to say it. Bills and Ravens. Now look, these two games at 10 o'clock. You're going to watch this one over that one. Why would you, again, make wise choices in life. Bills and Ravens. I'm sorry, I'm just trashing on the Giants and Bears. But Bills and Ravens, phenomenal matchup here. Two 2-1 teams, two AFC and NFL contenders here. The Bills are favored at -4. I think they're the slightly better team. This will be high scoring. Two superstar quarterbacks off to great starts. This will be high scoring, exciting. I mean, what a game this will be. Probably the best game at the 10 o'clock hour. I will go with the Bills to bounce back after a tough loss to the Dolphins. I could see the Ravens winning this game as well. And to keep this exciting, I will say the Ravens cover the spread. I'm going to say the Bills win by 1 to 3 points, maybe a walk-off kick, field goal, or game-winning touchdown, but it'll be close, high-scoring, exciting. This is one of the games to watch this week for sure. Then the Chargers and Texans. Texans, another team you want to perennially avoid when you can. Again, unless you're a Texans fan. And in that case, look, I'm sorry. I'm a Jags fan, so I have the right to insult these teams because most of the time we're not good. So I think it's fair game. Chargers -4.5, which is surprising that it's not more because Keenan Allen should be back. Justin Herbert's obviously going to be healthier. The Chargers are way better. They're underperforming at 1-2. They're going to get significantly better, I would say. So this is a good get-right spot, despite the fact that it's on the road. Who cares? It's the Texans. I'm going to take the Chargers to win and cover. Seahawks and Lions. This is an interesting game because this might be high scoring. We have two questionable defenses. Lions at home probably should be 2-1. Seahawks 1-2 because they beat Broncos country. Let's ride in week 1, as we all remember. Again, high scoring, I would say. I would take the over here if you were to go bet on the over-under of the combined score, obviously. I would go with the Lions to win this game because I just think they're better and at home, and their defense might be a little better, and I just think the Lions are a better team right now, and I'll take them to cover the spread, but that should be an interesting game, I would say, for the most part. Jets and Steelers. Jets on the road in look, this is not a good spot for Joe Flacco. I know TJ Watt is still hurt, but the Steelers' defense is stingy. They're good. They're tough. They're a physical team. They always are. And Joe Flacco on the road. Joe Flacco, period. But especially on the road. Yeah, I would go with the Steelers here to cover the spread as well as win. Because even though they have Trubisky, I think their run game and overall being at home and their defense, I think they should be able to handle the Jets. So I would go with the Steelers. An underrated game this week. One of the games of the week, in my opinion, Eagles and Jags. This is a big test for both teams, to be honest. Are the Jags legit? Are they actually a possible contender, at least for the division, but in general? And can the Eagles move on to 4-0? Because when you're 4-0, now you can't really ask many questions. You're very legit, right? If you're 4-0. And the Jags are surprising. They're a good team right now, at least. So if the Eagles can win this is another good win for them, potentially. I like the young QB matchup. Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, 2 stars on the rise. Really exciting game in Philadelphia. Look, last week I went with the Chargers to... I picked the Jaguars to lose. I went with the Chargers to win because I said, look, even though I'm a biased Jags fan and I would like to pick them every week, it's going to be hard. It's too bold to say they would beat the Chargers. But they beat them 38-10. So now they've done this thing to me where it's now hard to pick against them and doubt them, or at least I can't be too biased if I pick them to win. So let's be a little bold this week. Jaguars go into Philadelphia. Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson, look, he knows the Eagles well, obviously, as the former Eagles coach. They're going to go in and win this game. Just watch, okay? Doubt me, think I'm crazy. Eagles fans, comment, why do you think I'm crazy? I might be crazy. Jags win this game, all right? You watch. Guarantee it. Well, no, I do, okay. Moving on, but that's a good game regardless. I would tune in regardless of my fandom. Commanders and Cowboys. The Washington Commanders have been exposed. Carson Wentz had a very good week 1. But week 2 and 3, he came back down to Carson Wentz level. And the Cowboys looking really good right now. 2 straight wins. 2 teams heading in opposite directions. I like the Cowboys. Cooper Rush, he's doing well. And at home, Jerry World, more momentum on the Cowboys side. I will go with the Cowboys to win and cover. And that defense, we got to talk about the Cowboys defense. Micah Parsons, obviously, but this is a really good defense. And they're going to harass Carson Wentz, who already kind of gifts defenses some plays, like some interceptions or some bad throws every game regardless. He was sacked, 9 times against the Eagles? Yeah, it could be another ugly one for the Commanders and Carson Wentz. Browns and Falcons. Interesting matchup here. Very close spread. Browns 2-1. Falcons, better than people thought, at least offensively. They're at home here. I'm going to go with a slight upset here. I like the Falcons. I think the Browns may be overachieving just a little bit at 2-1. They could be 3-0 if they got the onside kick against the Jets. But still, the Falcons' offense is respectable. And at home, loud Mercedes-Benz dome, I like it. Okay, there's or is it the Mercedes-Benz dome? I don't know. It's an indoor stadium with fans that have something to cheer about, and I'm going to go with the Falcons. I like them here. They score a lot, and I think the Browns offense might have trouble keeping up with the Falcons offense, but obviously the Browns can win with their defense. But again, it's a close call. I like the Falcons, and I like their home advantage for this game. Cardinals and Panthers, two teams that are 1-2 that aren't playing as well as we thought, both underperforming QBs up to this point. I like the Cardinals' chances of bouncing back more than I like the Panthers' chances. So I will go with the Cardinals to win in Carolina. I like Kyler Murray a lot better than Baker Mayfield, and I think this is a good bounce back spot. I think if the Cardinals can stay afloat, maybe be 3-3 when DeAndre Hopkins gets back, I think that's enough to the point where maybe they have a chance to make the playoffs. And Cliff Kingsbury, I think, is on the hot seat now. Kyler Murray, he's kind of on the hot seat to at least play better. And this is a good spot, I think. So I like the Cardinals to win this game. Broncos and Raiders. Broncos country, let's ride. And the Raiders, two disappointing teams, despite the Broncos being 2-1. You know it, and I know it, that they're pretty disappointing, especially their offense. Their defense is good, but their offense, yeah. And the Raiders, they should not be 0-3. They're favored at home here. And you know what? The Raiders are, say what you want, but the Raiders are too good to be 0-4. If they're 0-4, give up, okay, on the season. Oh, I don't know, but they're too good to be 0-4. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to let this happen. They're at home. I'm going to go with them to win and cover because they need this win. The odds of making the playoffs drop even more significantly from 0-3 to 0-4. So this is a spot that the Raiders really should win against a struggling Broncos offense. And Russell Wilson, don't let him cook because he's already cooked. At least right now, Nathaniel Hackett, oh man. Yeah. I like the Raiders in a good bounce back spot to finally get a win. Then we have Patriots and Packers. Poor Mac Jones is going to miss multiple weeks in all likelihood. The Pats 1-2, not looking good. Packers 2-1, great defense. Aaron Rodgers looks better at least than he did in week 1, making improvements. The team looks pretty good overall. Look, Brian Hoyer in Lambeau Field. This could get ugly. The spread's -10, but regardless, I'm taking the Packers to win. He's I know he's a veteran. He's been there, done that, but he actually hasn't really done much. So this is a significant downgrade from Mac Jones. We all know it. That defense alone, I mean, start the Packers defense in fantasy if you have them, or if you can get them. Man, that's a beatdown, I think. Then we have a Sunday night matchup between Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored on the road. Both teams are 2-1. Both had disappointing weeks last week. The Buccaneers' defense has really carried them up to this point. And the Chiefs' defense, to some extent, their offense the last 2 games has been... These are 2 kind of disappointing offenses recently, but we obviously know the QBs. They should both bounce back. Mike Evans is going to be back, and we'll see about the other receivers for the Bucs. But you know what? I think right now, I don't know. I think this is a good bounce back spot for both teams. But I like Mahomes to get some revenge on Tom Brady for some of the past beatdowns or the Super Bowl that they lost. He lost to Tom Brady and the AFC Championship game. So I think it's a good spot for the Chiefs to bounce back. I don't see their offense playing poorly again after the way they played against the Colts. I think their offense is too good. Mahomes is too good to, I think, have 2 bad games, maybe even 3 bad games. He wasn't great against the Chargers in week 2 either. So I think it's a good bounce back spot for them, but it could also be a good bounce back spot for the Bucs. So we'll see, but I'll go with the Chiefs to cover and win. Rams and 49ers, Monday Night Football, interesting NFC West matchup. I am surprised that the Niners are favored here. They're 1-2. The Rams are 2-1. The Rams in general are the better team. 49ers did not look good against the Broncos. The Rams haven't looked that good either, but at least they wouldn't lose to the Broncos 11-10, and I like Stafford better than Jimmy G. I am surprised the Rams aren't favored here. I'm going to go with them to win this game and cover the spread. Niners should get better because Jimmy G is going to have more practice reps with the team, and their defense is really good. I got to give them credit. This is a good team, obviously. Rematch of the NFC Championship, but at this point, I still think the Rams are the better team, and I like them to win here on the road in San Francisco. So guys, those are my week 4 predictions. And before we go, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to look back on the previous week. And guys, so basically I counted it up already. I had a solid week. I went 10-6 and I'm 17-15 on the season. So that moves us to 27-21 overall. I didn't do as well as week 2 or last week coming off week 2. I went 12-4 in week 2. I would go 10-6 in week 3, but anything's better than my atrocious week 1 where I went 5-11. So 27-21 on the season, pretty solid. Okay, I would say the one game I'm most proud of that I got right was Dolphins over Bills, even though it could have been the Bills who won. I said the Dolphins at home. I like this spot for them. The one game I got wrong, that I'm disappointed that I got wrong, was the Jags and Chargers, obviously. I could have been biased and gone with the Jags, but I didn't really think they would win, and they did. So that was a nice surprise. But guys, as always, comment your opinions for week 4 predictions. Comment how you did week 3 as well. Comment anything football related or anything. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're a sports fan, football fan. You haven't done so already, go ahead and do it. Why not? I'd recommend it. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you all in the next one.